Hey everyone, it's Lily, and today is my first YouTube video, like in a long time. I had originally started my channel maybe like, I don't know, it had to be over 2 years ago, and I made my first video about my breast reduction because that's what I was going through at the time. But now here I am, like 2 years later basically, and a lot has changed. So I kind of wanted to jump back into YouTube, back to talking with you guys, and just have you guys be more a part of my life. So for my first video back at YouTube, I decided to talk about different tips and tricks that you need if you're looking to start your lock journey. A little bit about me and my locks. Right now I'm 7 months locked. These are what they're looking like. I'm really loving them, really loving the journey so far. But at one point in time, I was new to the journey. I was doing a lot of research to find different people's experiences and kind of know what to expect. And I found that really helpful for me to be starting. So I kind of wanted to do the same for you guys and just share what I've learned so far in this process and just give that to you. So here we go. The first thing you need to know if you're going to start your lock journey is that your hair will shrink. Like, shrinkage is 100% real. For me, I had cut my hair a while ago. Like, I'm talking like buzz cut type ting, okay? And I was trying to grow my hair out as long as I possibly could to start my locks, thinking that, you know, of course they're gonna be the same length as whatever hair I grew out. No, if you think that's gonna happen, that's definitely not gonna happen. I grew my hair out and my loose natural hair was pretty long-ish. I'll try to insert a photo somewhere so you guys can see what my hair looked like before I locked it. Basically, I was growing out my hair for a while thinking that my locks will be the same length as my loose natural hair. And that's just not true. Your hair will shrink. I personally started with comb coils, and as soon as she put them in, I mean, my hair literally was like up to here. And it's crazy that, you know, that just happened. Like, I wasn't expecting that to happen. So definitely keep that in mind for when you do start. Just know that whatever hair length you started with is not gonna be the length that your starter locks will be at all. The next thing I think that's important to know is whether you want to go to a loctician or not to start your locks. For me personally, I did go to a loctician just because I don't know how to do hair. I don't know, like, even with dealing with my loose natural hair, it was a challenge. So I just felt like I wanted to go to somebody that was more knowledgeable on the subject than me, someone I could do a consultation with and ask questions with and everything like that. So I ended up making an appointment to book a consultation with a loctician so she could tell me what method she felt was best for me to start with based off my hair type and my hair texture. So for me, she suggested that I start with comb coils, but there are different methods you can use to start your locks, and I'm gonna get into that next. These are the methods I know about of how you can start your locks. You can either start your locks with comb coils, which is what I started with, 2-strand twists, braids, and I think there's more than that, but that's really all I can think of, and I think those are the most popular ways to start. So you definitely have options if you want to know and want to find out more about your hair and just, you know, have someone who has that knowledge and that background to start your locks. I recommend it personally. After my locks were started, I think for my first retwist appointment, I made another appointment with the same loctician just so she could wash my hair and retwist it, because at the time I didn't know how to retwist my hair or how to do it or anything like that. So I just went to her for the first 2 appointments. Sorry, I'm like looking, I have like notes here on my phone, so I'm just like looking back and forth between that. The next thing I think you should know before starting your locks is if you want to have a loctician maintain your locks all the time, or if you want to learn how to do it yourself. So for me, like I was saying, I originally went to the loctician just for the first 2 appointments, my starter lock appointment and the appointment for my first retwist. At the time, I had no idea how to retwist my hair, and I also was like hella scared that I was gonna like mess it up or something like that. So I just ended up going to her so she could do it. And after that, I didn't really go to a loctician. Thankfully, my partner had locks before, like for years and years, so they knew how to retwist hair. So after that appointment with the loctician, my partner was really with the one that was doing my retwist and maintaining my hair, kind of teaching me different things about it, but they ended up doing my retwist for me for a few months. And after a few months, I kind of wanted to learn how to do it myself, because I'm like, what if one day like they're not here, or I need to wash my hair, or you know, take care of my hair. So I learned how to do it. And after I learned how to do it, I'm the one that's been maintaining my own hair. I wash my hair once a month. I retwist my hair on the same day that I wash it. You don't have to do that, but I personally do because I'm tender-headed as fuck. And if you wash your hair and don't retwist it on the same day, it can get very like matted together, and you kind of will have to pull your locks apart a little bit in a sense. That's annoying. But yeah, so that's why I don't personally do that. So yeah, but that's just me. Everyone is different. By the way, this whole video is based off of my own experience, so take that with a grain of salt. The next thing you should be prepared for, be prepared to potentially receive negative comments about your hair. I personally haven't received any negative comments about my hair, but I know that it is a possibility. I would say especially in the workplace, you know, depending on what type of people you work with, and if they're really, you know, accepting or knowledgeable about black hair. People can just be ignorant, and that's really the truth about anything. So just be prepared and know that it is a possibility that someone may say something to you about it. The way you respond, and if you even respond at all, is totally up to you. But I'm just saying to be aware that it's a possibility that people may be negative. It's not really, I don't think, that common anymore for people to be ignorant about it, because locks are more accepted nowadays. Everyone basically is getting locks and has locks. So I think the comments, the negativity surrounding it has definitely died down. But of course, like I said, people are ignorant, period. So it definitely is possible. Another thing that really, like, I really had to learn was to just leave my hair alone. Like, when you have locks, you really need to just let them do what they do, let them thrive. Like, don't touch it. Like, literally don't touch your hair. When I had loose natural hair, and of course I wanted to play in it and get different styles and do all these things with it, which is great, you know, that's great and all, but locks are not that way, really. Personally, I feel like my hair thrives the most when I just let it be and leave it alone. I try not to style it too much. I try to just like leave my hair down. I moisturize it a few times a week, but sometimes I just go periods without moisturizing it, without spraying it, because for me, my hair is a looser texture, and I just found that if I spray it every single day, it doesn't really or it takes a little longer for the locks to lock, if you know what I mean. So once I found that out, I kind of just literally left my hair alone, like didn't do anything to it. And it can be kind of challenging, especially if you're used to always playing in your hair and, you know, not leaving your shit alone. But once you kind of get the hang of it, I feel like it's easier to do. But yeah, basically leave your hair alone. Don't touch it. Try not to style it. Try to just like leave it be and style it like as little as possible. That's what I recommend. Another thing that I recommend, but I'm gonna be like a total hypocrite about, is dyeing your hair. So originally my plan was to wait until like a year to dye my hair because I didn't want to do any damage to my hair. I didn't want, you know, I wanted my locks to be able to flourish and be healthy and all that stuff, which is what you should want, you know. I still don't recommend doing it, but like I said, I'm a hypocrite, and I definitely dyed my hair around 5 months, almost 6 months. I don't know if you could tell, but my hair is like brown. It's like a light brown. I didn't dye it any crazy color or really make a huge change with it, but I just wanted something a little different. I didn't use any bleach. I used L'Oreal High Color in the shade soft brown. And as you know, bleach can be very damaging to your locks, so I definitely didn't want to use any bleach. I only used developer and the actual dye. And don't get me wrong, like developer is still not good for your hair. It's still not healthy for your hair, but I would say it's much better than bleach. So I do what I do, you know. Yeah. Another thing, the ugly phase. If you have been wanting to start your locks and have been doing a lot of research, I'm sure you've heard of people mention the ugly phase. And does it really exist? I don't know. The thing is, I feel like it does exist or it doesn't exist based off how you view yourself. If you have confidence and you realize that, you know, your hair is natural, your hair is supposed to be free in any way. It's okay to have your hair be frizzy. It's okay to have, you know, your hair short and, you know, just starting in the stages. That is all natural and it's all beautiful. So I feel like when you see it in that way, through that perspective, it doesn't exist, the ugly stage. Throughout this whole entire journey, you're going to have to learn how to accept your hair and to accept it at all its points, because there are a lot. Your hair goes through a lot of changes and different things throughout your journey. So a huge part of the lock journey is just learning acceptance and self-love. It's just very important. So I feel like when you come from that place, the ugly stage doesn't exist. If you still are struggling with those things of self-love and, you know, acceptance of yourself and your hair and, you know, then I think you may think that the ugly stage exists, just because you haven't reached that level yet of true acceptance of your hair in all its stages. So I feel like it all depends, basically. Another thing that you should know is that even if you lock your hair, you are still going to have your individuality. You will still have your individuality. I feel like a lot of people don't want to lock their hair because they feel like, oh, I'm gonna have to stop like doing certain styles, or I'm not gonna be able to have as much fun with my hair as I do with my loose natural hair. And that's just not true. It definitely is different and it definitely is an adjustment, but you can still have fun with your hair. You can still do styles on your hair. You can dye your hair. You can do a bunch of stuff to your hair. This is actually my first time doing this style. I think like for my first time, it came out pretty good. I don't have a retwist right now, so it's not looking as crisp as it could, but I'm still obsessed with it. Like, and even though I'm 7 months on this journey, I'm still learning and I'm still, you know, going with the flow of things, and just the whole thing is just a learning experience. So, but yeah, please know that just because you lock your hair doesn't mean that your individuality will be lost. You can still do a bunch of things to your hair. You just have to do your research and find different styles and different things that work for you. This is another big tip that I really want to bring to your attention. I don't think a lot of people know this, or, you know, there are some people out there that don't know, but you do not have to wash your locks often. You really do not. For me, I wash, like I was saying, I wash my hair once a month. And sometimes I wait even longer. Sometimes I do it once every 2 months. It all just depends. And you don't have to, like, please don't wash your hair every day, bro. Like, please don't do that. That's really not good for your hair. It's just not good in general. Really, what you should do is listen to your hair needs, your body needs. Everyone's hair is different. Everyone's locks are different. So it's not a one size fits all in this journey, and don't let people make you feel like it is. Like, you have to do this, you have to do that, because you don't. You don't have to do anything that doesn't work for you. And that's something else I really had to learn, because at certain points in the journey I felt shame, or people have shamed me for doing certain things with my hair and things like that. So you will come into contact with that, but basically what I say is just listen to what your hair needs. If your hair is itchy and your hair is flaky and like you're just really going through it, wash your hair. Like, literally wash your hair. It doesn't matter if you washed it 2 weeks ago. If your hair is itchy, you need to wash it. Don't listen to other people, listen to you and what your hair needs. Another thing that's kind of like debatable in the lock community, but a lot of people will tell you that you can't wash your starter locks because they will unravel. There's like part truth to that and part not truth to that. If you do wash your starter locks, which I did and I recommend that you do, you may have some unraveling. It's not guaranteed, but most likely you will. But the thing is, that's okay. Like, it's okay if your locks unravel a little bit. You can either just leave it how it is, or you can, fix it and redo the twist or redo the coil, whatever. Either way, your hair will lock up, so it doesn't really matter, but it's all based on what you want to do. Like I was saying, some people, like a lot of people in the lock community, say you shouldn't wash your starter locks, and I just don't believe in that. Like I was saying before, I feel like you should listen to your hair needs. It doesn't matter what other people say, because it's not a one size fits all. For me, what I did was I waited until my retwist appointment. And I had my first retwist probably like 3 or 4 weeks after I started my locks. The loctician washed it, she retwisted it, everything like that. Whatever she used in my hair to retwist it was not working for me. It was very flaky, my hair was very itchy, like whatever product it was did not agree with my hair. That's not to say she's a bad loctician or she is not doing her job or isn't informed. I'm not saying any of that, but certain things work for certain people, and that product just wasn't for me personally. So I ended up washing my hair after that, maybe like a week or 2 after that. I washed my hair on my own and it was fine. I did have some unraveling, but at the end of the day, my scalp felt healthier, it felt fresher, it wasn't itchy anymore. So I had to listen to my hair needs, and I recommend that everybody do that. The last tip that I'm gonna give you guys for your journey is a really big one, and it can be very hard to do, but it's very necessary, and that is to not compare your lock journey to somebody else. So a lot of the times when we're about to lock our hair, we getting our lock inspo from Pinterest and Instagram and different things like that, of how we want our locks to look or how we envision them to be. And that's great and all, that's fine. But don't think that your locks will necessarily come to look like your inspo. Like I was saying, the journey for everyone is different. Everyone's hair is different. So regardless, your locks are also going to look different than other people. And that doesn't mean they're bad. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean that they're ugly. It just means that everyone is different. If you do end up comparing your lock journey to someone else and being like, oh, like their locks are perfect, this is exactly how I want my hair to look, and your hair doesn't turn out to look like that, that can be very upsetting. And it can kind of put like a dent in your journey, or cause you to maybe even comb out your locks or get rid of them completely. I really just want to stress to you that everyone's hair is different. So please, it's great to look at other people's locks and their hair and applaud them and think that they're beautiful, but please just learn to accept your crown as it is. And you know, everyone is different, everyone is beautiful in their own way, and it's the same for your locks. So yeah, I think that is the end of my tips. If you guys have any other lock questions that you want me to answer, just comment them below. I also have in the description box my social media. I have my Instagram, I have my TikTok linked, so you guys can follow me. If you're also new here, please subscribe to my channel if you're interested in lock content, if you're interested in beauty content and lifestyle content. I am so excited to be back on YouTube and be doing this, and I have a lot of different ideas for future videos. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. I'm still getting the hang of this. I still feel awkward staring at a camera, but yeah, I know that eventually, once I get the hang of everything, that I will, you know, be having a lot of fun. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.